Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Bone Lake. And this is a new erotic thriller horror film coming your way from director Mercedes Bryce Morgan, from writer Joshua Friedlander, and this film focuses on the story of a couple's vacation at a secluded estate is upended when they're forced to share the mansion with a mysterious couple. A dream getaway spirals into a nightmarish maze of sex, lies, and manipulation, triggering a battle of survival. And you have here Marco Pagosi and Maddie Hassan, who are the couple of Diego and Sage, and this mysterious couple of Alex Rose Will and Andra Nichita's Sin. And this film, it has this setup where it's just like, at this point, it's a little bit of like, oh my god, they double booked Airbnb. And you have this setup, and after even just a little bit, you definitely see where this movie is going. It opens with this chase and this hunt and people being cut down by these giant arrows and stuff like that and being staged in their bloody messes. And you're just like, well, somebody or someone's or some messed up people. And right off the bat, you realize that there's one of these couples is pretty mysterious and weird and probably messed up. And you can kind of see where the things are going. There's a few surprises about particular nature of a relationship and motivations that are like, oh, I didn't necessarily see that coming. It's an interesting twist. It's pretty messed up. And I think it really goes along with that Friedlander and Morgan do not shy away from tackling taboo things. Like they break open a room in this mansion and you find just this sex dungeon. This film, I appreciate that it tackles intimacy and sex lives in relationships because they can be such a impactful element to a relationship, and this film doesn't shy away from that. And this erotic thriller element of the film really leans into that and becomes big driving forces, and that sex is used as manipulation, as you can definitely tell that Will and Sin are not the best people. And they're certainly playing around with Sage and Diego here for sure. And this is a interesting film because it's kind of like a two halves of a film. The first half is a really interesting and dynamic relationship drama with a lot of eroticism and this manipulation, and I really bought in to Sage and Diego's relationship and this challenge that is being played in front of them. It's very obvious what's going on in many ways, but at least it's still entertaining and engaging, and I think Sage and Diego are empathetic enough. I think Hassan and Pagosi do a fine job of making these characters relatable, despite the fact that they certainly have their flaws. And you want to see how their relationship grows, because at the end of the day, Bone Lake's really about this couple and their long-term relationship and trying to really become a better couple. And thematically, that's linked to a lot of the motivations of what's going on with some of these twisted things, and that's interesting. And then the film cuts into the second half, and it starts getting really messed up and weird, and especially the third act becomes a splatterfest, a crazy slasher movie vibe with a lot of dark comedy for sure. I think Roe in particular is really leaning into the dark humor of everything going on in this film, and I think Nichita as well has some of her own moments. It's bloody, it's messy, it's wild, and if you can't handle the blood, this might be a little bit much for you, especially by the end. But this might not be as unpredictable as I think the film thinks it is, but it's still very entertaining and engaging and so much fun. And this foursome of actors really sell these characters, and I don't think any of them in particular blow you away performances, but they all know their role and do them well and get us engaged and connected enough to have just a fun ride with this film. And, it has some interesting themes to say about relationships, and then, a bunch of splattering good times, so it works. But those are my thoughts on Bone Lake. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.